Um, I'm going to start off with my sister today. I know, looking back, that you were a very sensitive, kind, sweet child. And me and Casey were rambunctious and loud and self centered. You know, I think I've said it before. Casey, me, and Alex were like the same. And you, Elijah, and Mom have the same hearts. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is I it's not like I started to see, it's more in retrospect. I see that by the time that you were, sorry, my hair's fucked up. Not that I ever really fix it. Um, you were already on your way to just creating the barriers around you by the time you were 13. So when my mom told me that when you were like 15, I think, that she took you to eat, it's not Denny's. I don't even know what it's like Granny's, I think. It's this place where you would get biscuits and gravy. I mean, I remember that place specifically for that. I want to say Granny's or Granny Smith's or something. It was a small place. Um, and I want to say that it was by Shepherd Mall. Oh, it wasn't Shepherd Mall, the strip before the mall. I think there's a Starbucks near there now. And you saw this homeless man, and it just moved you so much to know that you were eating and he wasn't, that you gave him your meal. Now, that speaks volumes of your heart, that despite those barriers that you had placed to protect you from us, that the sun still shone through those cracks and love poured out of them. And I know that over the years you feel that, no, and it's true, a lot of people have abused that. When you do open up to them, you abuse. And I pray in my way, of course, to the universe, and I hope that you'll be able to find your way back to that individual having limitations and boundaries in place. Because I do believe that you can give, and have barriers and have boundaries. That is, and limitations. You can. And we will all get to that. I see it in myself now. Yesterday when I was talking, Tuesday I went on a 6 mile hike. And I was being hit on. And I didn't give a fuck. I didn't try to impress. I didn't try to please. He asked me where I was going to move to and why. And I said I need money. He goes, well, what's important? I go, money. That's what's important. Who's going to give me the fucking most money? Normally I would watch what I say. And that only took place in the last 5 years. What I would say so that I could interest him. Even though I knew that's what I want. I want fucking money. And I don't need you to give it to me because I'm going to make my own fucking money so I can say I want some fucking money. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, wow. I'm returning to who I am, who I was born to be. And I have limitations and boundaries. And my boundary is, I know that doesn't sound like a boundary, but when you are not having to put a barrier between you and what you really feel to please, well, then you're free and you're open to be you. And so I'm finding my way back to you, to myself. And I'm thinking, and they are boundaries in the sense that by placing who I am out there, that may keep you away. And that's a boundary. By being myself, that is a boundary. Boundaries that some people don't want to travel to. And so by doing that, I have in essence saved myself 6 months to 10 years, whatever years I decide to invest. Because I don't have to keep that up. I'm hoping that you will find that sweet. You are a sweet person. You are. You are still today. And it warms me inside to know that that person was still available even after putting up those barriers. And it warms me to find out that the reason why men have taken advantage of you is because you want to give. And that is beautiful. And I just reflected on that today. I'm not sure what I was eating or what happened with the home. I mean, I know I had an event last week with a homeless man, and I thought of you and your beautiful heart. And I just want to say, I'm glad you have it, and I'm looking forward for you to find yourself that person again, having those safety nets, not safety nets, almost like filters put in place. I hope I'm making sense. All right. Oh my God, it's time for my mom, and I think I already forgot what I was going to thank her about because I said, let me just take care of my sister really quick. I got into that, huh? All right. So that means that I have to. No! I didn't want to say this one. Because that sounds more like an apology. Because it's supposed to be thanking you and telling you about your assets and complimenting you. I can thank you, but to thank you, I have to apologize. Fuck. And I don't want to break down. I fucking break down in every video. It's like, really? And I'm not even going to start my periods. And I'm that's why I became an actress. I remember thinking I should become an actress because I can cry on the spot. And then if I don't cry, then I don't sound sincere. So there's that going on in my head right now. All right. Fuck! All right, Mom. I want to thank you because back in our day, you gave me quinceañera. And I'm sorry that I ran away the next day. $3,000 is what it cost. And even today, that's a lot of fucking money. You pulled it. You made it happen. And that's, guys, another one of your assets. You always make shit come out. I mean, like, you should be a fucking magician. You make money come out of your ass. I don't even, it's like, here it is. And every time I think of you, I just think, how can I compare? Alex wants to graduate. He wants to go to Japan. Can I pull that out of my ass? And then it bothers me. I have to think about how you did things, and I know what I gotta do. And I am working on it. I gotta get another job. I gotta work my nights. I think of all the things that you did, and it's like, trabajabas, madre, trabajabas. And I know part of the reason I wasn't able to trabajar is because I was sick. I'm getting better, and I can see how I can hold down 2-3 jobs now. But you asked me that 3 months ago, there's no fucking way. And I don't know if you were sick back then, but mentally, you had to be sick from all the abuse you had suffered. And yeah, I guess you had migraines. You were sick too, and that's even worse. And you managed to give me quinceañera, and I repaid you in a most ungrateful way. And I know that you're on your mind. You think that I'm going to have my quinceañera. I'm going to run away the next day. It wasn't so much like that. It was more like the responsible part of me was like, well, people are expecting a quinceañera. I better go to the quinceañera. I better follow. It's my desire to complete what I started. It was more like that. And I know it probably doesn't seem that way, but that's really what it was. I wanted to complete what I started. The invitations had been sent out. Everything had been rented, and in a weird way, I didn't want to disappoint. But I want to say thank you, Mom. I didn't deserve it. I'm not sure even today why you did that for me. You didn't start expressing tough love till later. And I'll just be honest, I don't think it would have worked. I don't think being tough with me would have worked. One of the things that I learned from being a substitute teacher, I just stopped saying substitute teacher because I have a fucking credential. I'm a teacher. I just don't like the money I make. Okay. One said to me, children that are used to being yelled at need love. Children that are loved and come from good homes need to be yelled at. And that's true. When I go to good schools, I yell at those fuckers. And they're like, oh my God, they yell. I better do what they say. And when you yell at ghetto kids, it doesn't mean anything to them. But when you're kind to them, oh my God, they change. So tough love wouldn't have worked for me because I think that I just wanted you. And I'm upset with myself right now because this is supposed to be about you. Now that I'm older, I realize that I had so much expectations from one person. I never said, well, where's my father? Or like, I should help my mother out. She's just one person. I wasn't like you. You were so altruistic. So insightful. At such a fucking young age. It's incredible. I just know that if you start going to seminars, when I get the money to start sending you to seminars, you're going to fucking fly because you're ahead of everybody. You don't have to go to college to learn this shit. You don't have to let 40 years go by before you learn this shit. You are way ahead of your time. You're very altruistic, Mom. altruistic. That's you. And that's doing for others, even if you don't benefit from it at all. Because it's almost like letting your boyfriend go because you can't give him what you need, or your husband or whatever. Even if it means you're going to lose out so they can benefit. That's you. You're very altruistic with everybody. And that is a motherfucking, like, Buddhist, sublime, I'm going to float into nothing because I'm that enlightened skill. See how this started? That's why I didn't want to talk about my quinceañera, because I wasn't prepared. Not that I prepare majorly. I just go, can I talk about this? And I'm going to thank them at the end. And then because I wasn't prepared, this shit came out. Anyways. Thank you for my quinceañera. I know that I promised you that one day I would take care of you, and that's still my plans. They have always been my plans. And unless I die, I will either die trying or do it. And I hope it's the latter. Okay, Mom? Besitos.